What's up, guys? NepentheZ here, and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. Today, guys, we're going to revisit FIFA 20, and because of the FIFA 20 video that I've got, FIFA 19, and just have like a look at what we had then based on the videos around this time 1 year and 2 years ago versus what we have now, whether or not it's a good thing or a bad thing, how we have adjusted certain things within the game. So what I did for today's video, guys, is I built like kind of my main Premier League team. This isn't really my main team. I don't really have a main team on this account this year. Obviously, last year and the year before, 2 years ago in FIFA 19, it was a first owner road to glory as well, and that team was insane by this time in the cycle. And then last year we didn't have a first owner road to glory, and the team was also very good. But this year, because of how many objectives there are, because of the way the rival system is, because we've got co-ops, play now and whatnot, I don't have like one specific team. So I thought, let me just build my Premier League team and we'll pop all the objective players and SBCs and stuff on the bench. And there's so many more as well that we've got in the club that we haven't used or haven't got on here, which we'll go and have a look at. But if you guys are, of course, enjoying the content, you want to drop a thumbs up, it would be very much appreciated. But let's start with the video from this time last year where I had FIFA 20 versus FIFA 19 Road to Glory. And as you can see on the screen, that is my FIFA 19 team at this stage. We had the Gelson Martins ones to watch card, and I don't even think he got an upgrade the entire year. We had Inform Luis Suarez, Kondogbia before he changed nation, and he was one of the OP gold cards that year. We had Red Thomas Partey. We had the Scream Koke, who was brilliant this time last year. We had Firpo, of course, now at Barcelona. Rafael Varane, Murillo, Juanfran, and Courtois in goal. But as you can see on the bench, we've also got Flashback Goetze, the Europa League live version of TAR, which was not only an SBC, but an objective where you had to collect that other TAR through objectives. We've got the Farman card, Red Thorgan Hazard, the Guilavogui swaps cards, which was pretty cool. He was a pretty good card for us. I've got Player of the Month for Bamiyang, and the Europa League Live Mkhitaryan that ended up being a really, really good card. We've got Rio Ferdinand and Makaleli on there, and I've got Red Anthony Martial and Red Paco Alcacer. So that was like kind of my main team that time in FIFA 19. I think I had a few other different players in there as well. So this is the other team. I think this was my actual main team in the FIFA 19 Road to Glory. We had the UCL Kevin De Bruyne and the UCL Leroy Sané. Of course, we got extreme luck out of those. We had Danilo Pereira, again, Rio Ferdinand, where you had the Europa League live Marcos Alonso, and that ended up being an insane card as well. I had Red Andy Robertson, Red Pickford. You can see on the bench, Red Arnautovic. We've got the Europa League, the UCL Gareth Bale there. The Milinkovic-Savic SBC in there, Gabriel Jesus in there, a Richarlison Inform in there. And in general, the squad is brilliant. I think we had Mbappe, because I've got this Pogba, I packed Pogba and Mbappe in the same set of rewards. So somewhere in the club is Kylian Mbappe as well, because he was untradeable. And of course, this was the first owner Road to Glory. And this team is obviously absolutely insane. Like it's way, way better than what the FIFA 20 Road to Glory team was at this stage this year, which is this one. So we have Red Nelson Semedo, who was one of the best defenders in the game, which was good. We have the Scream PK, Sergio Ramos, and the Europa League Jordi Alba, who also ended up being an insane card by the end of the year, and he was actually untradeable pack pulled. We've got the Lucas Vasquez season objective card, who just wasn't very good. Red Saul. We've got Guardiola and Ian Wright with Giovinco's Scream card up top. And at right mid there, even though you can't see it, is Politano's objective card or league seasons card or whatever. On the bench, we've got Hulk, who was quite good. Theo Walcott, who was brilliant. Jamie Vardy Player of the Month. The Red Rajan Anglin. The Edin Dzeko Scream card, who carried me to my first elite on that account that year. The Mascherano SBC that was only like 30 or 40k. The Mesut Ozil objective card, which was brilliant. The Toko Akambi Player of the Month. The Carlos Vela Player of the Month. The Jonathan League SBC card, which was sensational last year. 5-star, 4-star was brilliant. Pookie's Player of the Month card. And Mbabu's live card. This team is also very, very good at like basically the same time this year as what we've got now. So when I go back through and have a look at the account, I think I went through some of the players. Obviously, some of those players are real nice. There's no meta players there compared to last year. I think Giovinco is probably considered meta because last year, as we found out, high agility and high balance ended up becoming the super meta, right? And Giovinco had that in spades. What else we had in the club? There was more Europa League cards. David Alaba, we had a couple of informs there. That Martinez inform was quite nice. Kingsley Coman in there. Corona's live item, Dumfries live item, that Lozano ones to watch that never got upgraded. The Pepe ones to watch that never, I think he got one upgrade. The Quincy Promes ones to watch that should have been upgraded to buy like an 88 already by this stage in the game last year, and EA just ignored him completely. The Pulisic one to watch, and just generally speaking, we had a whole bunch of cards, but not crazy good cards. Like, you know, Pepe's okay, Dumfries is okay, Promes was actually very good. That Osimhen card, it was okay. I think we had a fair few games on Promes. Yeah, first owner. Well, I think was he in it? I think he was in the SBC, wasn't he? Which is why EA didn't really upgrade him much, or at all. I think he got one upgrade like later on, way later on in the year. And then we don't really have much. We have that Henrik Mkhitaryan card that didn't really do much, and then a few other cards that were fun to play with. But this was our main team. And looking back on this team, even compared to the team that we have right now this year, this was a good team, but it wasn't like an outrageously good team. We didn't have a 5-star skiller. We didn't have anyone with 5-star weak foot. And both of those were very, very important last year. We had one player with good agility and balance, and that was Giovinco. We didn't really have anyone on the bench that was kind of super meta. This team, even though it wasn't a first owner road to glory, really, really wasn't the most insane team. Even though the players themselves are like fairly good, it just wasn't like this absolutely incredible team. Now, if we look at some of the record there, we've got 581 games, wins and 211 losses. So we're already at about 850 games in total or so here. That is including a lot of draft. By this time last year, I played so much draft. It was the only aspect of the game that I was really enjoying. I wasn't enjoying FUT Champs. I wasn't really enjoying the gameplay typically, and draft was the only place in the whole game where I was like, yeah, this is good. You know, this is nice. So we had a whole bunch of coins as well, 1.4 million coins, which is way more than I've got now. Of course, now we spend so many coins on just regular packs, on upgrade packs, on silly things, and we're not really engaging as much with trading or anything because we are playing arguably more, even though I'm playing less draft, and draft is another aspect of where I've got a lot of coins from last year. But yeah, as you can see on the trade pile there, snipers, I was buying and selling consumables all over the place. And then for SBCs, there's a player like Thiago Silva that we didn't do. The Willian card there. This road to the final was out this time last year as well. So it looks like I've played a lot more games, and there are obviously a lot more games on there. There's definitely a lot more coins on there last year. I think I did that Willian card as well. He was okay. The Juan Mata I didn't do. He's actually that's a really nice card. And then the Konate, I remember not doing him and regretting it later down the line because he actually ended up with a very, very good card, didn't he? But in terms of league SBCs, by this time last year, we already had the French league, the Chinese league, and the Bundesliga. But of course, this year we only have the Libertadores and Sudamericana. So in terms of the account this year, I think with just the players that we've got are far more meta and just better in general. Heung-min Son, super meta. Partey and Allen, okay, they're not Kantes and whatnots, but they're meta. My backline is incredible. Some of the other players that we've got, like Inaki Williams and players like that, we just didn't have anywhere near this level of consistency within players last year. Ansu Fati is top tier. Like, I know his SBC was quite expensive and I was reluctant to do it, but I'm glad I did because he's a very, very good player and he just fits this game very well. And I think even though this is just our Premier League team, which is still in itself very, very good. Like Jamie Vardy is brilliant. Lacazette, bit slow, but generally brilliant. Our backline, absolutely sensational. The midfield, very, very good. When you look at just the other cards that we've got in the club, like let alone these players on the bench here, the French Zidane, who's brilliant, Kramaric, we haven't played with yet. We are going to be putting him into the team for this upcoming weekend league. We've got this Florenzi ones to watch that's already been upgraded. The James Rodriguez ones to watch that's already been upgraded. When we look at just the other cards in the club and what's available, what we've packed. We've obviously got this Mbappe. Now, we played some games with him. We had 10 games on him. But we played so many games with him in friendlies. We've got 90 Ter Stegen, 90 Manuel Neuer. We've got 88 Handanovic. We've got Griezmann and Di Maria gold cards. We've got Sancho, Jordi Alba, Marco Reus, Serge Gnabry, Ziyech, De Jong, who is tradable for us as well, De Ligt. Like, our club is absolutely stacked. Dries Mertens in there, Longley, Marquinhos, all these brilliant cards. We've got obviously Mukiele, the informed Chilwell, not too dissimilar from that road to the final Alonso from a couple years ago, informed Volland, and most of the best like 83 and 84 rated players, a first owner, tradable Gabriel Jesus in there as well. Like, there is so much. We have this Anderson Talisca, who is brilliant, this Mukiele, who is brilliant, this Bojan, who is brilliant. Like, we have got so many quality cards, and because, in my personal opinion, the meta this year is not so reliant on 5-star weak foot players, but more geared towards 5-star skill move players. All of these players that we have now, like a Hakimi, he's actually super useful. Hakimi, when we played with him, because we got a lot of games with him when we had Lukaku as well, he was brilliant for us. You could play him at right mid, you could play him at right back. He's fantastic. We've got Van der Beek, Nelson Semedo, João Cancelo, all these like Ousmane Dembele is obviously brilliant. Manolas, 83 rated, 82 pace, 85 defending. How this card is 1,000 coins is just beyond me. But in general, I think our account, even though this is a first owner road to glory, our account is so good compared to the last 2 years. The only things we don't have compared to last year, and I think the year before as well, is we don't have an icon yet, because icon swaps isn't here and icon SBCs aren't here. Obviously, year one, we had the Rio Ferdinand and I want to say the Cloud Makaleli from icon SBCs. Year two, we had Pep Guardiola and Ian Wright from icon swaps. This year, hopefully within the next week or so, we're going to get the icon SBCs, and then at the start of December, we're going to get icon swaps. So then we'll start implementing icons into our squad as well, which will be really good. But the things we don't have this year compared to the previous years is we don't have incredible red cards. Like, we don't even have a usable red card this year, and we haven't got a usable red card. Now, you might argue, hey, I've only gone to gold 3, whereas last year I'd already hit elite twice by this time. The year before I'd hit elite 3 or 4 times by this time, so I got more reds. But I don't think the finish in champs is what's causing the lack of usable reds. I think the fact that EA have continued to go out of their way to reduce the impact of Team of the Week is why we don't have any usable Team of the Week cards. So we don't have reds compared to previous years. We don't have icons compared to previous years. But what we do have is an absolute abundance of very, very usable quality SBC and objective cards. You know, this Mole card is brilliant. The Florenzi card, the Inaki Williams card, like the this or that, what EA offered with the Inaki Williams and with the Bellarabi were absolutely fantastic. And I hope we get some more. I hope they give us a road to the final card that's a this or that. You know, imagine we get something like that. Would be really, really cool. We obviously only just got UCL upgrade packs, and previously there were 2 players in packs. You know, when we hit Sané, when we hit De Bruyne, I believe there was 2 players in the packs. This year, we're not even getting walkouts, let alone high-level players. And the problem with the game this year is, and why this account, in my opinion, is so much better than previous years, even though we're first owner and even though we don't have icons or red cards, is because the gold market, the only players truly that can improve my squad that aren't icons right now is Neymar, Mbappe, and Ronaldo. There is literally 3 players in the entire game that aren't icons that can improve my squad. And that for me is crazy, that on a first owner road to glory, we can sit here and look at our team and be like, we've got everything. We want a Sancho, we've got it. We want a Son, we've got it. We've got Joe Gomez, we've got Carl Walkers, we've got some of the best defenders just in the game. Obviously that Jason Denier card, absolutely brilliant. We have got Mbappe for the loan card. We've even got a couple of high level icons with Cantona and Del Piero that we played so much with. And this is where I think for me this year that I'm so happy that we don't have a main team and that what we have is a big club, is because of the way that EA have done the game this year, because they focused so much, so heavily in objectives and through that, the friendlies mode, is that even though we only have, 470 games compared to the 700 or whatever games it was before, if we actually go into the friendlies mode, we have played a whole bunch of friendlies. My win-loss ratio has come down a little bit because I went and lost a whole bunch of games. Just you can see there, I lost 12-1, 9-1, 6-1, 5-1 because all I had to do was get the one goal, the one assist with the La Liga player just to get the Koundé card. But we've got 79 wins and 40 losses. So we played almost 120 extra games on this area of the game that you don't see on the record. And if you then take away from the record in previous year of the amount of draft I played, we've played a whole bunch more FIFA. We've played, well, I feel like I've played more FIFA. If you exclude draft, which I was just playing to play, in terms of doing objectives, we've done everything, which we never did last year. We've done all the bronze, silver and gold every week. We've done every single kit objective, every single small objective that's come out, even no matter how big or small, the team's objectives that are there. We've done absolutely everything. And I think for my playlist as well, I believe this doesn't count these ones here. I believe it only counts the live ones. So there's even a few more games that we could have in there that we don't. But having those lone icons and that lone Mbappe, we've still been able to use those cards and have our account be influenced by those cards. And so I would say, and you guys let me know if you agree or disagree, but I would say our account this year is, even though we don't have quite as many coins and we don't have the icons, I would say the account this year is considerably better than previous years, because when we just look at Premier League players, we can build a top Premier League squad. Son and Vardy, Ziyech, Thiago Silva and Lacazette. Of course, our backline is sensational. We've got Calvert-Lewin if we need him. We've got a lone Lucas Moura. We've got Van der Beek if we want to use him. Gareth Bale and Gabriel Jesus in there as well. Pepe, who's not bad. We've got Rodrigo if we want to play him up front. We've got Richarlison in there as well if we wanted to use him. We've got a great Premier League squad. If we look at our French League squad, we've actually got a brilliant French League squad. Di Maria, Mollet, Koscielny and Marquinhos, Lopez for the goal. We've got Volland, Florenzi, another Volland, of course. We've got Jason Denayer for that centre-back role. We're lacking maybe a little bit up front with the French League squad. You know, we don't have too much. We've got Gelson Martins, who obviously is super overpowered this year because we've got high pace, high dribbling, 5-star skill moves. Really, really nice. But once again, we've got Renato Sanchez in there as well, who's broken this year. We've got a really strong French League squad. If we look at our Serie A squad, we've got a really strong Serie A squad. Handanovic and De Ligt for the back line. Hakimi in there as well. Manolas as a centre-back. We've got Dries Mertens, who's obviously brilliant. We've got Belotti, who, much like Lacazette, isn't necessarily the fastest, but his really good shooting, really good physicals, and 5-star weak foot make him a super usable player. And then for our other low-tier players here, we've got Cuadrado. Frank Ribery was a bit meh. Cuadrado's pretty decent, though. Lazzari and Lozano, who are pretty good. I'd say probably the Serie A is the one that's lacking the most. We do have a couple of good players. I did have Lukaku a couple of times, but I've used him in SBCs, and he's brilliant as well. And then for Bundesliga, we've again got a brilliant squad. Neuer, Sancho, Kramaric, Royce Gnabry, Bellarabi, Mukiele, the Olmo inform, who's a bit meh. And, you know, Emre Can in there as well, who's very good. That Lema card, who's very good. And so, yeah, I think FIFA 21 compared to FIFA 20, even our La Liga setup is just fantastic. Fati and Williams are brilliant. Longley, De Jong, Jordi Alba, Griezmann and Ter Stegen, very nice indeed, of course. Dembele, Marcelo Carrasco, who's very good this year. Llorente, who, of course, is absolutely broken this year, which is why we've got so many games on him. I think the account this year compared to last year is way, way better overall, which just leads me to try and focus on over the next few weeks, especially leading up now towards Team of the Year or Footmas or whatever, is just making sure we've got enough coins in the bank so that when we do buy that one non-first owner player, it's going to be a big impact. Like if we could go and buy a Neymar right now, that'd be amazing to have a Neymar to be able to link into the squad. But obviously we need to make those coins, and I haven't really been making the coins. So for the next few weeks, we're going to focus on some trading techniques and trading methods, getting our coins up, making sure we're still playing hard, and maybe doing a better job of like clearing the club out of like the dead wood, because what we have is hundreds and hundreds of players that are just useless for us right now. Lots of them untradeable, lots of them tradable, and so I think that last minute winner at SBC as well. That's terrible. The back of the net SBC. It's a rare election players pack. There's 2 days left on it. It's a weird one. And EA have done a really weird job of this as well, because you have to have 3 78 and higher players and 1 80 rated and higher player, but they all count together. So when you put an 80 rated player in, it counts also as a 78 rated or higher player too. So if we can go and get ourselves, I know most of these guys are all untradeable. Let's put Otavio in there. Well, of course, he's the tradable one. Is he even worth anything? Maybe like 1,500 coins, but let's pop him in there. So that's one of those. So then we need 78 and higher to be 2 players, and then everything else has to be lower, but everybody has to be gold. So we need like 79s and 78s to put into that right back spot. Outside of that, do we have a Brazilian or someone from the league? Not really. Let's go to the Liga NOS and see what we've got. See what we can put in here. And then, of course, we just need loads of low-rated players outside of that. So we've got a 77. Was it 77 that was there? No, it was 78. So, yeah, we need 78 and higher, 3, and the rest lower. So there's one 78 rated. There's a 76. We'll pop in that 78 rated. No, we won't. Let's pop in the centre-back there. And 75, which works, obviously, very well. 77 Tarapt there. Now, same nation or region is maximum 5, and from this league, we're absolutely fine with that. So we just need one more 78 or higher rated player. So we can pop in Servi in there, and that's that done. And we'll get ourselves another untradeable pack now. Not that I think untradeable packs are necessarily super great, but it's half the reason why we've got everything that we've got in here. So we can pop him in there. Let's change this around. Let's pop Tarapt in there. And now we've got the chemistry already, so we just need a couple of low-rated gold cards, basically. Let's just go to the rating low to high for gold centre mids. Pop in this guy. He's a Brazilian, so he'll get a little bit of chemistry. He'll actually give Otavio full chemistry. And let's pop in Ricuarte in there. So that's already enough. So a rare election players pack there, and I think we'll build 1 or 2 81 plus packs as well, just for today. And I remember the year that we got De Bruyne and Sané in the upgrade packs, I remember just building loads. And when I was looking back at the videos of that year, one of the biggest differences from 19 to 20 and 20 to 21 is in 19 and 21, we never ever really had a huge coin balance because they were both first owner accounts. So we spent a lot of time doing upgrade packs and wasting coins in the name of getting these first owner players. And then, of course, in FIFA 20, we weren't really focusing on upgrade packs because what we were focusing on was trying our best to get a squad that was competitive. And even then, I ended up basically with a first owner squad or an untradeable squad because of the way the game is like super geared towards untradeable players now. So it was interesting to see, even though we had like the 1.3, 1.4 million coins, I'll pack that Mkhitaryan back, no problem at all. Yeah, it was just interesting to see that we had arguably a worse team, but still a first owner team. But there we are, guys. That is the differences between this year and last year. Of course, in terms of like gameplay itself, we never actually made it to Division 1 last year. We didn't really focus on divisions. Because I didn't like the gameplay, it was kind of like I was playing champs and draft, and that was really it. And so we've got a better division this year. We hit top 200 squad battles this year. Look at that, Thiago Silva in there. That's quite nice. Yeah, we hit top 200 this year, squad battles, which we also did last year and the year before. Last year, we managed to get Elite 3 twice out of the 4 weekends that we played the Weekend League. The year before, we hit Elite 2 5 times and Elite 3 multiple times before we gave up. And this year, we've only completed 1 Weekend League so far. You know, we finished 20 and 10 on our first Weekend League. We then finished 14 and 2, 14 and 1, and then 14 and 4. So in that aspect, in terms of gameplay itself, we've got better rivals. We have got a great draft record. We also got top 200 in squad battles. The only thing really missing from this year compared to previous years is we don't have that Elite Foot Champs finish. Will we get an Elite Foot Champs finish? I don't know. I don't know if it's on the cards for us to ever play 30 games because of the way that EA have got the reward system for champs. So we can carry on using it for fun squads. And, you know, we're going to build a real cool squad for this weekend league, depending on what objectives come out Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I've got an idea that I want to use Mukiele, Kunde, Bellarabi, and Kramaric, and kind of go from there. But we'll have to see what other cards we get. So that, for now, guys, is going to be the end of the video. Of course, if you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.